is on. Live streaming is on.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Digital Unicorns Tech Training, where so every Tuesday we go live just like this, and we teach you how to do something that is going to be beneficial for your brand experience, your automation behind the scenes of your business, all of the fun, geeky things that no one really takes the time to show you step by step how to do in a live setting. Um, we're going to talk about content calendars and content matrix, what I call a content matrix, which is theming for social media and really understanding what you should talk about, how you should talk about it, the strategy behind content calendars, and how you should set them up. Basically, I want to show you how easy and quick it is to create a content strategy for your social media marketing, and it's really not overly complicated, and it does take a little bit of time. Not like, I would say, in the next 15 or 30 minutes you are going to have a complete end to end content, what I call it like to call is a content matrix. And what a content matrix is, it's going to give you daily themes, it's going to give you a real strategic layout for your social media so that it's really easy and quick for you to create social content on the fly, because will know exactly what you're creating, how you're creating it, when you're creating it, and who you're creating it for. Okay? So we are just going to jump right in and get started. Now, this is a live recording, so there are obviously, you have the ability to chat with us, you have the ability to um, ask questions, leave comments, and for any of our VIPers, or anybody who's got a membership to our community, you you should have the link. Um, yeah, so you should have the link to be able to jump on live with us and to ask questions live. So without further ado, I'm going to just jump in, share my screen, and get started. So the only thing that you'll need for today's tutorial is a free Airtable account. So if you've been following along and you know how much I love Airtable, it's like Excel on steroids, and it is the best tool for this kind of structure, because you can connect it to a lot of different things. And it's also a really great tool for beginners and people just starting out, because it's free and it grows with you and expands with you. So as you move into a 5-figure business, 6-figure business, and even up to a 7-figure business, you are able to use Airtable for a lot of really great things. So speaking of which, you just give me 1 second, and I'm going to share my screen so that we can start creating. Here we go. All right, so now you should see Airtable. This is what the workspace for Airtable looks like. What Airtable does is it creates workspaces for each type of project. So think of it like an Excel spreadsheet. It will create a workspace, and that's kind of like your Excel document. So if you see, I have a social media planning document right here under my digital unicorns. So now each workspace, so if you look, I have multiple workspaces here. That's because I have multiple clients, multiple people that we work with. And then the digital unicorns is our own workspace. So within that workspace, you then have different, I always forget like what they call them. They're like different bases. They're called base. So it says base open just now. So it's called the base. So you have your workspace where you can add in all of the different bases for that brand or that company. Okay. So this is our digital unicorns workspace, and this is how we've created our content matrix. Okay. As you can see, it's very much just like an Excel layout. Um, you do have the opportunity to use different views and stuff like that. But for now, we're just going to talk about what's called a grid view. The grid view is very much a traditional Excel type of format or layout where you have columns and rows, and then you have column headers across the top. Now, for this example, we're going to recreate this. So I'm just showing you what the finished product looks like up first, and then we're going to go back and create a new base so that you can actually see this being created step by step by step. Okay, so this is what the content matrix is. It gives you a theme for the day of the week. So if you look here where it says days of week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so now for our business, we don't do weekends, right? And you all know this because we don't want our audience or our people to interact with us on the weekends. We want people to focus on themselves on the weekends, and we want people to take time out, right? Give your brain a rest. So we create content for Monday through Friday. Now, going across the top here, you'll see we have theme, which is this first column here, description, day of week, structure, and secondary structure. Okay, now what these are is we create themes for each day of the week. So we do Monday motivation, Tuesday time or opportunity, Wednesday is creation, Thursday is all about technology or habits, and then Friday we talk about giving back or behind the scenes kind of in the public. So then what we've done next is we've created a description for what that theme means to us in our business. Okay, so for motivation, our description for motivation is if you love what you do, then it's not work. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? So creating, everyone seems to, there's all these brands and there's all these strategies out there where people have themes for the days of the week, but we find it easier, at least I find it easier for my team, to be able to write valuable content for all of you when they know what that theme means to me in the business, right? Why I'm talking about motivation. Like for us, with ADHDers, my ADHD brain, I have to really love what I do. Otherwise, it's never going to get done. So motivation is more than just silly little memes or motivational quotes. It really we dig down deeper into what motivation is, or at least we try to, and I hope that comes across. So for Tuesday, it's time savings. This is at the root core of our business. Time saving is your most valuable asset, right? So that is what this group and this business and our journey is all about. Saving you time in life, saving you time in your business, personal, and giving you time back to either work on something else or spend more time with family, friends, spend more time traveling. Like the whole goal of time savings is to give you time back and make people realize and understand how valuable time is. Okay. And then for opportunity, our description of opportunity is saying no is a good thing. And what that means to us is we don't say yes to every opportunity that comes across our desk, right? I don't say yes to everyone who asks for help. I don't say yes to everyone who needs me to complete a project or help them. That's simply because I can't help everyone. One, there's not enough time in the day, and two, not everyone is a right fit for our group. Not everyone is a right fit for our model. I can't please everyone. I can't help everyone, and this was a big one for me in our business because it was really hard to learn. So, creation. We're down here now on creation, which is Wednesday. Always give value and expect nothing in return. Do I sell stuff to you guys? Of course I do, right? Like it's at the end of the day, this is a business. At the end of the day, we do offer, we do have offers, we do sell stuff. But our core value is to always, which is the whole purpose of these Go Lives Tuesdays and Thursdays, is that we give away more than we take, right? Like that is, and I know that's like a cliche. Everyone says that. But here I am right now. Like, this is what we do. We come live every week and we talk about strategies. We teach strategies. We teach tactics. We get down and dirty with you. And that is just part of the free part of this group. My newsletter is free. And in 4 steps or less, in every single newsletter, you learn a 4-step actionable something when it comes to technology and brand experience. So this is super important for me and how we run our business is we always want to provide value to people in any way, shape, or form that we can, right? Like, our goal is to provide you with as much value as possible. So I hope that comes across as well. Thursday is all about technology and habits. So technology is only good when it works. You hear me say this all the time, right? So technology is at the root of our business. We use it for everything and anything. In fact, I mean, this is what we're doing right now. We're going to teach you how to use Airtable to create this thing. I mean, technology is only good when it works. And the whole purpose of this group is to teach you how to make it work for you and to teach you how to use the tools and processes and systems that work for you and your business in your life. Okay. So habits are the definition of habits for us is simple, simple, simple. We want to keep everything as simple as possible. We want to strip everything back. We really want to show everyone how simple creating a great brand experience and using technology can be, right? So when you're creating habits and you're forming habits in your life and your business, it's through this mindset of simplicity, keeping it simple, stripping it all back. Don't add too many steps. Don't add, keeping it as simple as possible. Giving back for us is helping people in public, not behind closed doors. So we do everything out in the open, and that the number 7 and number 4 creation go hand in hand. So for us, we want to give back in a big way. We want to donate to a large, as many charities as possible, autism charities, removing ocean plastic. Like, we have a very strict, thick baseline of giving back that we like to always talk about, because we want people to know that we're not just here to help you grow your business. We're also trying to make a better world and a better, we're also trying to help people that need help. So that's what 7, and we do a lot of charity work. We do a lot of charity donations. And then we also do, it's a lot of behind the scenes. Like, we talk about our kids and we talk about our lives. And so that's kind of what Friday is. So now moving on. So those are the days of the week and themes. And so then what we've done here is we've broken out the themes, and the descriptions are great, right? Like, that's a great baseline to get you started. But we take it one step farther, okay? So we use what we call writing structures, or prompts, if you will. And so we have motivational, actionable, analytical, present versus future, observation, and contrarian. And so I got all of these from a good friend and mentor of mine. He's Justin Welsh, and I have been following him for a long time. He is a great coach and networking person, and he talks a lot about all of this stuff on LinkedIn. And if you were to do his course, which I highly recommend you do if you're looking to take this a step farther, these are how he structures his content matrix. And so what I've done is take his content matrix, so it's a little bit different, but I used it as a baseline, and I've turned it into my content matrix, which is what you're looking at right now. So I'm just going to read you each one of these structures and then understand why there's a structure and a secondary structure. Okay, so motivational is inspiring people to take action through a story or anecdote. Actionable is how can people do something step by step, so teaching people. Analytical is doing a teardown of a company, person, content style, etc. Like, really analyzing how somebody does something, is it good or bad, and then explaining, why. Present versus future is how things used to work today, or how things work today versus how they worked in the past, or how things work today versus how you think they're going to work in the future. That that kind of this is how you're doing something today. This is how you think you're going to do it in the future. This is how you do something today versus this is how you did it in the past. That kind of thing. Um, Observation is what's something you've observed and then you talk about it, right? So we do this a lot in a lot of our LinkedIn content. We talk about things that we've observed. We talk about things that even in observations, I use observation for our own business, right? Like when we've created something and it's flopped or it's done really well, that's still an observation, even though it's our own business. And then we talk about what we observed and we talk about like what worked, what didn't work, why it worked, why it didn't work. That's a really good way to use observation with your own business, which is why we have it on Fridays, because that's kind of when we talk about like behind the scenes and giving back to our network of peers and giving back to just the world in general. Okay. And then contrarian is something you feel different about versus the status quo. So when you hear something that's a really popular opinion that a lot of people have an opinion about, and you think of it completely differently, you have a completely opposing point of view, that is a contrarian point of view. And you should talk about it because there are going to be, I mean, there's billions of people in the world. There are going to be people out there that are going to agree with you or disagree with you or whatever, but it gives people an idea who you are as a person. It gives them an idea of what your brand stands for. And it's a really great way to connect with even like, it's a great way to connect with people who think like you. And it's also a great way for, even if somebody has an opposing viewpoint, they they value you for speaking your opinion. And so that's a really great one too. I use that as a secondary structure because I use it sparingly. So now the difference between the main structure and the secondary structure, the main structure is the one you use most often. So on Monday we do motivational Mondays, right? And but we like every third Monday or something like that. And I'm not even sure like exactly that would be a Kristen thing, but she knows that she can use either one of these structures, either the structure one or the secondary structure, to write a theme post about motivation, right? So she'll either use the motivational structure or the actionable structure because you can be motivational and actionable at the same time. And the same thing with time, motivational, actionable. And then for Tuesday, the other opportunity, when we're talking about opportunities and we talking about actionable opportunities and analytical opportunities. So we talk about why we're not going to do things, or we talk about maybe why something's not the right fit. When we do an analytical teardown of something, or when we're looking at. I use analytical and contrarian together a lot because when I'm talking about things and I'm tearing something down and I'm kind of breaking down why someone did what they did, I usually throw in my views about that, right? Like, because most of it, unless I'm asking somebody or interviewing somebody, it's going to kind of be my opinion and thought process and like my hypothetical as to why they did something, unless I hear directly from that person, right? All right, so for creation, we do analytical and present versus future. So, like how we create something now versus how we created something in the future. What we do a lot with this is how we used to create something and how we create something now, because we're always changing our strategies and processes, and they're growing with our company as our company grows. Present versus future is really good in this. And this is another really great analytical process as well, because we tear down exactly step by step how we do something, or we tear down and we talk about how somebody else does something. Like I just talked to you about Justin Welsh and how he creates a content matrix inside of his LinkedIn course. And so that is a kind of a tear down, right? Like we talk about different styles, and that goes really well with creation because creation and design is subjective to the person. So we do a lot of that too. So motivational and actionable for technology and habits, and then giving back is observation and contrarian. So we do a lot of observation of how different so for me, I'm like right now, not even right now, but always have been a big huge like trying to reduce multi-use plastic, right? Like so trying to reduce single-use plastic in the world because it's just horrible. And so I do a lot of observations about companies and organizations that are doing the same thing, and I talk about like what they're doing and how you can help and trying to promote some of those other really really great organizations out there that are doing those types of things. And then contrarian is when you're talking about eco-friendly, global warming, sustainability, all of that stuff. It's a very contrarian subject. So there we do get to throw in a lot of that contrarian thinking in there because there are definite sides of that type of thinking. Okay. All right. So that is it. So this is the entire kind of content matrix. If you do just this at a baseline, just this, you will be 10 to 15 steps farther ahead than everyone else because it will give you such a good start and it gives you such a good baseline for writing. I don't know what just happened. Sorry, give me 1 second. Just making sure. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm still live. Sorry, my computer was being a little wonky. I wanted to make sure you could still see me. All right, so let me go back to. Okay. All right, so if you do anything out of this training at all, do at least just this, okay? And we're going to teach you how to do this step by step right now. Let me just jump right into one other section here. So, okay, the next step to this is creating like content templates and topic starters. So and by the way, for any of my membership people, any of you who are subscribed and you're doing that Done With You membership program, you're getting this in the membership area. So don't worry about, just follow along step by step. I'm giving this to you for free. I'm just going to dump the template into the membership area when we're done today. So as always, you get all of the step by step templates and videos and stuff uploaded into your membership area. Okay. So content templates and just the topic starters. Excuse me. If you read down through here, it's pretty self-explanatory. So like share one underrated tip for solving a certain problem. Share one framework that helps you get something done in less time or with less structure. Share the one piece of advice you would give to a beginner in your field. Share one software. I don't have to read through all of these. You get it. Like, take a screenshot if you want. And this is the content matrix that goes along with that content template. So what is so fantastic about this is you have this template in this content starter, right? Like something that's giving you or your copy team the idea to get started and like this is what you want them to write about. And then now you're adding in the structure and what the structure from the content matrix, right? So like if you look here, let me just see if I can't make this a little bigger so you can see it. Sorry. So like this share one underrated tip for solving a certain problem is actionable. Okay. No, what I'm not understanding is why. Oh no, sorry. So this and see, I think I actually might let's bounce back over here for a second. Opportunity. Oh, that should be theme. Okay. So then, sorry, that was totally my bad. Theme. I just didn't change the title there, which made why it didn't make sense. Okay. All right. So what we did here is we linked, and I will take you step by step through how to do this. We linked this with the content matrix theme, right? So sharing one underrated tip for solving a certain problem is an opportunity that's actionable. Okay. So the theme that goes along with that template is opportunity. And so we know that we would want to use this this content template on a Tuesday, like an opportunity Tuesday, right? And we're going to make it actionable, right? So basically, what we're doing now is we're taking it one step farther. So once you create your content matrix, you have it all set up, and you know what everything is. And I think when we recreate this, I'm going to give you one other step. I'm actually going to add in a day of the week here too, so that it's all here. So you're going to have your content template. It's going to tell you what the theme is that goes along with that template. It's going to tell you what the structure is, meaning how you're going to write from that content template, and then the day of the week. So this really basically gives you your entire structure of writing for, well, this is 25, so minus the 2, so 23, right? 23, sorry. So you have 23 different content templates here that you can recycle and repurpose. And this is also really great too when you want to use ChatGPT to help you, ChatGPT or another AI tool to help you write, but that's another day. So let's jump right in and now that we know what we're creating, let's create it. Let's get started, okay? So I'm going to come back here and we're going to create a new baseline. A new base. Oops, create a base. Now, I hope I didn't do that too fast, but we are going to, we're going to say social planner. I'm just going to call this a social planner template. Okay. And actually, I'm going to call this a strategy template. And we're going to make it pink just so that it's bright, stands out. This. All right, there we go. Now, every time you create a base, it starts off with these columns, and we're just going to change those. All right, so we change this to theme. When you come up here and you click the little arrow, you're going to get an edit field, okay? And so this drop down here gives you all the different types of fields that you could create. Now, in that first column, you're going to get a limited number of fields, and that's just the way, because that column is usually the main column that Airtable builds the rest of the structure off of. So it does not allow you to do certain things in that first column, but you can in the secondary columns. So we just use a single line of text, and we're going to call that the theme, okay? And now we're going to do another single line of text. I'm going to change this from long text to single line of text, and we're going to say day of week. Right? And then we are going to change this from assignee, or this is going to be a long text. And this one is going to be the description. Description. I usually enable rich text formatting just because. And then after the description, we are going to have the structure, and then the secondary structure. Now, when you do this, you can just do this drop down and duplicate the field as well. And then you just go in and you rename it. Okay, so there you go. You got your theme, you got your day of the week, you got your description, you got your structure, and you got your secondary structure. Okay, now from here, this is where you're going to go start putting in your own and you can just click on and it will, you can click this and see this next row where there's that plus button there. If you click anywhere in this line, it's going to give you another row. All right, I just added Monday through Sunday in there if you want to do that, right? So then you would come in here and you would write your themes down, and we'll just, again, oops, motivation. We're gonna do, let's do like tech tips. Let's do creation or wellness or something. Like, I'm just, obviously none of this is, Thursday will be training or whatever. Now remember, so Thursday will be trivia. Friday will be behind the scenes. Saturday is a lifestyle. And Sunday, we're going to say this is one's fun day, right? Okay, so and then you write your description. So remember, this description needs to be what you what the theme means to you. Like, what is your definition or description of the theme? Okay, so give me one sec. So as you're writing the description, remember this is tailored to you, your brand, and what you're focused on. So motivational. So like how to free your mind from negative thoughts or something like that, right? Whoops. Oh, geez, sorry. Apparently, spelling is not my friend today. There we go. Thank you, Grimmerly. Tuesday is using technology to organize your life. I don't know. I'm just making these up, guys. So, wellness is healthy. Oop. The descriptions would be healthy recipes and oops. And actually, I'm going to change this because so when I do the description, I don't like to get too like. I probably made this a little too. Yeah, let's see. So like if we use wellness, we'll do. Right, creating an overall healthy lifestyle. Trivia, whatever, trivia facts or whatever. Being healthy can be fun, right? Behind the scenes, how I live a healthy lifestyle. Um, I don't know. I'm just like I said, I'm making this up. So lifestyle for you would be outdoors, um, outdoor living, whatever. Okay. So now your structure. Now, one thing is, if you notice, this cuts this off. So what you can do is you can come up here and can make this a medium height. Makes that, or like if you want to go tall or extra tall, then you can actually see all of your descriptions, which is great. So now the structure in here, if you're using the same structures that we are using, I'm actually going to drop them in here for you. And I'm just going to create another table here. And I'm going to write content structures. I'm actually going to change this to long text, and I'm going to write content structures for you guys. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get rid of all of these. Then for everybody who gets this in the membership area, the structures were already going to be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into here. Oops, I go to the right one. Sorry about that. And here, and I'm actually just going to steal these. Copy. And you can just do an Alt-C if you're on a Mac, Control-C if you're on a PC. Yep. And we're going to paste these in here like that. And we're going to do structure and secondary structure. Okay. So these are all of the structures that I have, which we don't need. All right. So I'm sorry, guys. Just give me 1 second. I wanted to show you how I did this. So motivational, actionable. I'm just going to drop them all into one column, and then you can use them how you see fit with your brand, okay? There should be. All right. If you select the box over here and right click, you can delete the record. So I'm going to delete this. Actionable, analytical. Yeah. Present, motivational, actionable, analytical, present, future, country. Yep, there we go. Okay. So there you go. So there's 6 structures that I use. Now, if you think of other types of content structures, you obviously feel free to put them in here. Now, I'm actually going to rename that to content structure. Actually, it doesn't matter. Never mind. I'm going to leave it as structure, and I'll show you why. Because what we can do is we're going to link this. Oh, shoot, that's right. I don't think I can. This is planning. There's the strategy. Now, this is what I want to do. If I go to edit field, I should be able to link to another record. There we go. Boom. Okay. So now, there we go. All right. Instead of having it be, well, this field has a configuration error. Why does it have a configuration error? Let's see. Sorry. Huh. Oh. There we go. Okay. You don't want to look up field. Sorry, that was my bad, guys. You don't want to look up field. So what you're going to do when you come up to this drop down, and I'm actually just going to do it again. I'm going to delete these so you can see how I did this. And I went too fast earlier. So when you come in here and you create your base, you're going to create the theme, the day of the week, the description of that theme, and then you're going to add in your structures on a second tab. Okay. And what you're going to do then is you're going to create a third column, and it says link to another record. You're going to click that, and you're going to go to the content structures tab, which is right there. And you're going to uncheck the box, allow linking to multiple records. And you're just going to hit create field, and we're going to call this structure. Okay. And you're going to get create field. Now, when this add lookup field comes up, you are going to say skip because you don't need to look up the fields. What you are going to do then is you now have all of your structures here: motivational, actionable, analytical, present, future, contrarian, observation. Okay, so you're able to put this in here now, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to duplicate this field, and what we're going to do is we're going to call this secondary structure. Okay, so now the reason I did it this way instead of how I originally set my original matrix up is because now anytime you come in and you add a content structure to this second tab, it will be available for you to add in here into your strategy table. And I'm going to rename this table to strategy, okay? Weekly strategy or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to say content strategy, okay? So now you have your theme, you have your day of the week, you have your description of what your theme means to you and your business and your brand, and now you can come in and add your structure. So motivation, my main structure is that going to be, you guessed it. So let's see, it should, let's see if I can make this. It's gonna give it a little different, but my main structure is going to be motivational. My secondary structure is going to be actionable. So you would come in and you would select what your structure is and your main structure is. Okay, so now again, just like I showed you in the beginning, your copy team or yourself, whoever's writing for you, has a very crystal clear cut way of knowing what they should be writing about. What, especially with you, because batching content is very important. Now, another big thing to understand is that you should be concerned with quality, not quantity. Okay, so you should really be focused on the quality of your content that you're putting out and helping people and your audience, right? Like really providing them quality content versus quantity of content. Just because you can post 5 days, 7 days, 8 days, whatever in a row doesn't mean you should. If you don't have the time or and you don't have you don't really know like what you're going to write about for 7 days a week, then don't post 7 days a week. Post 3. Start with 3. Start with realistic expectations, and just make sure that you are consistent. Okay, so consistency is key. So quality over quantity and consistency are really what you need to focus on. So make sure you're building this structure out in a way that you are going to be able to maintain it consistently with good quality. Okay. Now, the third tab, like we talked about, is going to be your content starters. Okay. So this is a really great place, and I will very much encourage you to use ChatGPT if you want to do that. But this is a great way to put in your content templates, right? Like your post templates, if you will. Right? We're going to make this a long text thing again, and we're going to make this a medium height. So as you can see, we're still only about not even 20 minutes or so because we started about 12:30 actually building. So this is really something you guys can put together very, very quickly. All right, so let's do a post template. And I'm actually going to go in again and grab my list from over here into here and grab these, copying and pasting. Yeah, and we're going to expand the table. And I don't know why these have numbers on them. I'm not even 100% sure, but we don't need the numbers. We can get rid of them if we want. Whatever. For now, it doesn't really matter if they're in there or not. Okay. So here, and I'm also not sure why. Doesn't matter. So let's just, I'm going to actually take, yeah, we'll leave all these in there for now. All right. So here's 23. Let's delete that. I'm not sure what that. I think those are just internal notes. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make this tall actually. No. Basically, if you want your columns, like if you have a smaller screen like a laptop, and the taller you make these, the more they'll fit in there. But it just means that you can like make the column a little shorter. So for me, I have a giant monitor, so I'll just leave it on medium. Otherwise, it gets to be way too big. All right, so here we go. The post templates, these are your starters, right? Like your content starters, your content prompts, whatever you want to call them. We've got these copied in here, and now remember what the next thing that we did is we're going to link these to your content structures in your days of the week. Okay, so and your theme. So we're going to link this to your strategy. This is going to be theme. Oop, no lookup fields, sorry. Oop. And then we're going to do link to another record, and this is going to be day of week. Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, sorry guys. I think if I remember correctly. Jeez. All right, hang on a second, guys. Oh, sorry. Okay, so what what this is going to do is it's going to add it all in one. Sorry, I forgot. I created mine. Mine. Excuse me. When I created my original one, it's older than this, so you're getting the newer structure with where everything's going to be linked, and it's going to be much easier to follow along. So let's just put theme and day of week or something like that. Whatever you need to put on there that allows it to right, so motivation. So this is not, give me 1 second, guys. This is, all right. This is not doing what I want it to do. All right, so we are going to go back and do this a little different content strategy. This is going to be theme. Sorry guys, bear with me. I'm not sure why. That's very odd. Okay. What it's doing is it's, just so you guys know, what it's doing is it's linking to the entire record instead of the actual individual column, which is fine, as long as you know. There we go. So if you can add all 4 in, and now even though it says that it's for heaven's sakes, see how it says configuration error right here? Check the fields referenced by this field's formula or configuration. So what you do, oh, for heaven's sakes, give me 1 second, guys. I don't know why this is. I I'm not sure why I can't figure this out right now. I'm really sorry, guys. Well, nothing like technology working on the fly, right? So I think if we link this to another record, so this will give you all of your, like, say if you click this, it should, and it did not. All right, guys, bear with me. We're going to work through this. I am not sure why. Oh, I just got two. Okay, sorry, guys. I'm backing up. There was a stuff that I forgot, and this is why these tutorials are really important, because I'm just going to start over. I forgot to create. I forgot a step. So when you originally link the fields, it is going to give you that error because you have to go in and actually select the field that it works with. So when you go up to the plus to add the column, and you do link another record, and we go into the content strategy, just like we normally have. Now what we're going to do is look up fields, and we're going to do theme, day of week, description, and structure and secondary structure. And I'm actually going to take off description. I don't think you'll need that for this part, but it'll give you the theme, the day of the week, and the structure and the secondary structure. We add those 4 fields, okay? And okay, so now it worked. I'm not sure why it didn't work before. No, okay, there we go. All right. So now when you edit this field, it's going to tell you that did I just? All right, let me back up here. For heaven's sakes. Guys, I'm really sorry. Just bear with me as I walk through this, because I just did this morning and it worked fine. I am very unsure as to why this is not working. Content strategy. Create field. Theme, day, week, description. Nope, description. Add 4 fields. There it is. All right. Okay. That is what I did wrong. All right. I knew it was something. All right, guys, hang on. Let me back it up one more time and walk you through what I did. So, coming up here, we do link to another record, and we link to that content strategy tab. We don't need the multiple records. Now, if you want to have multiple records linked to the same thing, you can. I don't recommend it. It gets really messy if you do that. But if you want to have multiple different types of, or days of the week or something like that associated with the template, go for it. You can do that. You can click multiple records, and it'll allow you to link multiple things to that template. We're just going to, for simplicity purposes, uncheck that and create the field. Now, what the reason we're using lookup fields here is because we want to add in the day of the week, the structure, and the secondary structure, and the theme is going to get added into this first field. So we add all 3 fields, okay? We then can pick theme, right? So we pick the theme, like the theme is motivation, and what it's going to do is it's going to populate the rest of the fields for us. It's going to populate the day of the week. It's going to populate the structure and the secondary structure. And so now you have your template. Share one underrated tip for solving a certain problem. It associates with the theme motivation on Mondays, and then there's your structure and secondary structure. Now, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to show you if you edit this field and you go back to the allow of linking to multiple records, I'm just going to show you what it's going to do. So like if you add wellness and then you add lifestyle, what it's going to do is it's going to add in all of the different pieces that go along with Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, motivational, inspirational, right? So when you come back over here, you'll notice like we didn't actually have these in here. So tech tips are actionable. So now like in analytical, wellness is motivational and actionable, or present, future, whatever, right? So actionable. Okay, so now if once you add in all of the different structures and secondary structures, once you come over to content starters, if you look, okay, now this is when I would come and make this taller because it's going to add in. So now for this share one underrated tip for solving a certain problem, you have the different themes that you're going to use with that template are motivational, wellness, lifestyle, and the days of the week that you are going to use that template are Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And then here's your structures and your secondary structures for those themes and those days of the week. Okay, so like I said, this gets really messy in my opinion. So you can do it this way if you choose to, but I highly recommend you keep this as simple as possible and you stick to whoops, sorry about that, guys. You stick to one thing. You stick to one theme, one day of the week. And now that doesn't mean for every month, right? Like you can change this out, but this gives you a generalized structure. It gives you kind of a framework and a baseline to move forward with, okay? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Bring back on my face. Hello, hello. So that's it. So today we walked through how to, build a content matrix, what a content matrix is, why we use it, why it's helpful when creating a content strategy. Now, this can be used for more than just social. This is just how we structure our content output for the week. You can apply this to blog posts. There's other things that we do for more blog posts and stuff like that, but this structure works really well for social content when you're trying to batch content, you're trying to do a lot of content in mass. Okay, we can talk about how we take this and turn it into a blog newsletter strategy after the fact, because we kind of reverse engineer our content off of the newsletter that we send out every Tuesday. So we start with our newsletters on Tuesdays and then back into our social media content using this content structure based off of the newsletter that's going out every week. If you're in this group, you'll be getting those emails. So one of the things that we're going to, a little housekeeping before we jump off, we are going to start sending out weekly, I think weekly, if not bi-weekly or monthly. I would like to do weekly, so that's what we're looking at. You're going to start to get emails that are going to tell you what's coming up, right? Like, so what's new, what's coming up for the week. So it'll talk about what this Tuesday go live will be, and it'll talk about what we're going to talk about on Thursday. It'll talk about what the newsletter is going to be. It'll basically be like not a recap, but a prequel to what's coming for the week, so that you can prepare your week. Like, and maybe this week you don't necessarily need to learn about a content matrix, so you choose to skip the go live. But it's what I'm finding is a lot of people are coming back after the fact and watching the videos. And I thought if we could get in front of that and really kind of show you what the calendar is, if you will. If we do a monthly email, it'll be obviously what the calendar is for the month. If we do bi-weekly, it'll be 2 weeks. Obviously, I'm thinking top of mind would be to send an email every Monday so that you know what's coming for the week and you can plan your week out. But if you guys feel strongly about only wanting to get like a monthly recap or like a monthly calendar or something like that, like let us know in the comments and we can change that. So look in your email for that because that's going to be super awesome. And all of you DF done for yours or done with you, sorry, DWY done with you membership people, we will make sure to drop this video and the template into the membership area soon. After this, within the next 30 minutes or so. It usually takes us about 30 minutes to process the video and get it uploaded and all that. And that is all for today. I hope you guys found this super helpful. And remember, consistency, quality over quantity, okay? So when you're thinking social media, consistency and quality over quantity. Those are the two most important things I can shout from the rooftops about social. When you are starting out and you really want to get good with social, pick one platform, be realistic, pick like 3 days a week, 2 days a week, however many days a week you can commit to on a consistent basis. And if you have the time and the money, you hire a team to help you do it. Otherwise, you start with 2 days a week and you don't feel bad about it and you commit and you go all in and you make the best 2 posts a week that you can for whichever platform you're starting on. And if you get really, really good at that, then you branch out to other platforms. And maybe it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, maybe it's Mondays and Wednesdays, whatever it is. For your audience, I do recommend doing a little bit of research to find out who else is talking about what you want to talk about. And then see when they have the best engagement, kind of just stalk their social a little bit. But consistency and quality is more important than quantity, okay? So that is all for now. I hope you found this super enjoyable. Replay, go back through with Airtable. It's free to do everything that we did today, linking records and creating your content matrix. And this content matrix is going to give you a valuable resource to create and build your content calendar for 30 days, 15 days, however long you batch your content out. We do have a really fantastic video in that we showed everybody how to build a content calendar 30 days out for Notion. And we also showed, probably about a month ago, we did a video on how to batch create using ChatGPT and Canva, how to create 30 posts in 5 minutes, text quote posts. So check those out. Those videos are also super helpful and they will go along with this video really well. All right. Bye, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Talk soon.